Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Friday to you and your family. We'll take a quick peek here over at Bitcoin, see what's going on. I do want to start off with some really awesome news here. Looks like BitGET was able to offer a nice, healthy trading competition. $50,000 in USDT bonus payout in roughly 10 days. So be sure to check this out. I'll include the link in the description below so you can kind of see that, but you do need to use my link to register, of course, but once you do, you have access to that. And if anyone has registered with my link previously, you're automatically eligible. Don't even worry about it. All right, so what we want to do is we want to talk a little bit about some back-end data here with HighBlock Capital and just kind of see what's going on here, because we saw a nice, we got a nice green day here today, for lack of better terms, on the daily. We had a decent increase yesterday, and we want to kind of see if this is going to be sustainable. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick peek and kind of jump right in. If you're new to the channel, thanks again for joining me here. Hope you learned something today. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do love trading. Been teaching for over about 17, 18 years now, somewhere in that range. Kind of blends in together once you've been doing it for a while. So what I want to talk about is, first of all, a few things. Obviously, we want to see that there's a lot of longs open, more so today than yesterday, and that kind of gives us some strength in the fact that there's confidence at that 27,000 mark, right? Now that we've broken through that, granted we're just below that right now, but we had a daily closure above that, so that's a really good sign. At least we're trending towards that. We can also see that there are more shorts open today as well than yesterday. So in truth, just because there's a lot of longs doesn't mean that it's not going to go down. It just implies that there's more people intending for the price to go up. All right, so if we take a look here at the open interest, we can also see here that net longs are pretty straightforward here. They're fairly in the red, right? So a lot of longs are at 27.1. That's an entry that we have as a community as well. While we took profit on our Ethereum trade already, we're still waiting for that profit target at 27.4. That being said, we take a look at shorts here. We can see, of course, shorts, both early and late shorts, are pretty much break even at the moment. So again, nothing too crazy. It's a difference of $100 to $150 for Bitcoin, which is not a lot when you think about it, because obviously it's tens of thousands of dollars. So generally speaking, that's kind of where we're at in the back end. So I would say it's fairly neutral, but also slightly bullish, if that makes any sense. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the daily, though, kind of see what's going on, because this is where the important stuff comes into play. So this is what I want to talk about here, and where I talked about yesterday how important it is to close about 27,000 or higher. So we're not there yet. We're pretty much very close, of course, but closing above 27,000 would put us right at that 50-day correction, the 20-day SMA. That's an important place to be, because the simple fact that that's a trend setter, right? So being above that trend line would effectively help us understand we're on the right side of the tracks there. Keep in mind, we're well above the 200 and we're just barely below the 50, right? So we got this range between 27 and 28,000 that'll provide somewhat of a resistance level. Okay, so we got this resistance channel here that we're in, and we're kind of testing that bottom lower half of it. Okay, so what that really just means for us here is that we're still fairly bearish in a lot of ways, right? So we can't try to celebrate too prematurely here, because once again, we're under 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is low. We can see also too, or something to touch on, dollar index is up on the day. And then, of course, traditional markets are up pretty much all the way around. Most of them are doing very, very well. They're slowly trending upwards, okay? So all those things kind of combined gives us the indication that Bitcoin could continue lower, all right? So just something to pay attention to as far as understanding kind of the back-end stuff here. We are starting to see a divergence as well on the MACD. This isn't fully diverged yet, but it's slowly losing momentum to the upside. Okay? So again, not a lot of positivity there on the daily. And it's important to recognize what the daily tells you, because that's kind of a big deal, right? Because again, the larger the time frame, the more impactful the indications can be. So when it comes to the 4 hour here, what we want to understand here, and this is a potential shift in momentum. First of all, we want to recognize that we are no longer making lower highs and lower lows. Okay? So all these lower highs and lower lows that we see previously, they're effectively finished, all right? And what that just implies here is that as long as this next low isn't lower than the previous low, roughly about 26,800, we should be in good shape to see this continue upwards. Okay? Because again, we'd be establishing higher lows, all right? We'd also be establishing the fact that we are making higher highs and we broke that descending trend. Okay, so those are all positive signs, right? So just because the daily doesn't look fantastic doesn't mean it can't change and shift, because the hourly and the 4 hour translate into larger time frames, right? So the 4 hour looks decent so far. By no means is it fantastic. We got rejected off 50 on the RSI, and our MACD convergence here, once again, our MACDFU occurred here yesterday, where it should have converged, but with that strong sell-off in the morning here earlier today, we saw the price kind of reject off that level. So again, too premature at this point to celebrate, but once we converge in the MACD and break above 50 on the RSI, I think it's go time. And once again, a closure at 27.2, 27.3 would put us there pretty easily. All right. So that's good stuff there in the sense of the overall, situation right now that we are looking at here. Once again, it's not fantastic, right? But we are establishing higher lows and higher highs tentatively. That's a good trend reversal, and the fact that we've broken free from this descending trend is a positive sign. Okay. So let's take a look and see if there's anything else here. The Ichimoku cloud is what I'm curious about. We are still within the cloud, or under, if you will. And the good news is we have a conversion lines above the baseline that tells us we have good momentum, but the lagging span's in the price action. So for lack of better terms, we don't really have any positive contributing factors here telling us that we need to take a long, but we do have confirming factors telling us that if you have a short position open, you should have closed it by now. Okay. So trying to get overly greedy there with the shorts, but once again, stranger things can happen. The price can obviously continue lower. There's no guarantees there. We are currently rejecting it off of the cloud. So once you're, when you're within the cloud, for lack of better terms, if you don't break free and above the cloud, then you can expect it to continue lower. That's why you don't take a trade until it's firmly above this cloud here. And once again, that's just kind of a series of moving averages, kind of just letting us know that we've broken some specific key level resistances. So we're not quite there yet. We can see too, though, if we look at TD sequential, that we did have a run up to a 7 here and previously down to a 7. So we're seeing some continuations that last somewhere between 7 to 8 hours. So at this point, with us being a 3, hypothetically, we've got another 4 more hours before the price action continues to the bottom. Keep in mind, we got maybe about 6 or 7 hours left in today's trading day, so anything can happen, but pay attention to the markets. I would say, when we take a look at our candlestick closures, we've seen some pretty strong downtrends lately from our Asian markets here. So you just want to be kind of careful and cautious. They've been really notorious for just tanking the markets on the weekends lately. So I'm not really too thrilled about taking a long position this weekend. While we have a long position open, I feel comfortable with the way that we have it set up, that we're not going to hit our stop loss and that our targets for profit will be pretty realistic, right? I think it's fairly safe to say we're going to hit that. And again, thanks again, and congratulations to my members who took some nice healthy profits there on our Ethereum trade. I appreciate the feedback and the wonderful sentiment there. So, that's pretty much where we're at here for the moment. Only thing else I would want to wrap up with here is the fact that we do have a BINGX giveaway. There's only a few slots left. It's only available for 100 users, and you just get a $100 trading bonus, no volume or deposit required. And again, this is just a pivot from BITGET, right? Because BITGET went full KYC. A lot of our Canadian, European, Oceanic, US and UK members got impacted by that, and BINGX doesn't require KYC or VPN. I think VPN in Canada for certain provinces, but generally speaking, you're fairly safe to use this, and it's a very good, comfortable exchange. Absolutely good alternative there to BITGET. But once again, be sure to take advantage of this $50,000 price pool here for BITGET. Awesome stuff there. So two of my favorite exchanges, BITGET and BINGX, are awesome. Thanks again to both of them for just helping our community grow and have really awesome options and features. All right, thanks again so much for joining me here. We'll see you in tomorrow's video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.